So you've just signed up to be an Etsy seller, and now that you're starting your Etsy journey, it could feel a bit overwhelming. There are just so many buttons to click, so many forms to fill out, and you might be wondering, do all these little details really matter? Here's the thing. You don't need everything to be perfect right away, but taking some extra care with your shop setup can give you a huge head start, especially if you're starting with 0 sales and 0 reviews. Think of it like making a good first impression. If you're just finding this channel, hi, I'm Jai, and I've been an Etsy seller for a little over a year now. Some of you have asked me how to set up an Etsy shop, so in this video, we'll be walking through the key parts of your Etsy shop setup, and I'm not just sharing what to do, but why it matters. And stick with me till the end, because there's this free tool inside of Etsy that works like your very own sales assistant, and most beginners don't even know it exists. So let's get into it. You've already provided this when you signed up, and your shop name can honestly be anything. Etsy doesn't really rank you higher just because you have the perfect keyword in your shop name. But if you can come up with something that hints at what you sell, that's definitely a bonus. For example, if you sell printable wall art, Willow Prints Co. immediately gives me an idea of what I'll find. Compare that to something random like Blue Dog Studio. It sounds nice, but it doesn't tell me much. That said, don't overthink this. If the perfect name is already taken, choose something that feels good to you and move on. Branding grows over time, not overnight. And while your shop name itself doesn't directly help with Etsy SEO, there is a spot coming up that does, and that is your shop title appears under your shop name on your storefront, and it also shows up in search results on Google. This is prime real estate for keywords. So instead of just writing digital prints, maybe business templates for real estate agents, or instead of just jewelry, try minimalist handmade jewelry. This way, you're covering multiple products and styles that buyers might be searching for. Think of it like a mini billboard. It's a chance to tell both buyers and search engines what your shop is all about. This section used to sit at the top of your shop, but lately Etsy has been running some tests and now it's on the bottom of the shop page, which a lot of us older sellers don't really like. As of the recording of this video, I don't know what they're gonna settle with, but whatever they go with, it's still a good idea to make the most of it. So most beginners either leave it blank or write something generic like "Welcome to my shop. Stay tuned for future products," which is something I was actually guilty of as well in the beginning. But this space can do so much more. First, it kind of helps with SEO because you can naturally sprinkle in some keywords, just like in your shop title. But more importantly, it helps with buyer communication. For example, if you're selling physical products, you can set expectations for how long shipping and delivery will take. You can also place discount codes here, and you can link your website or social media if you have those. Keep it simple, clear, and it can potentially save you from unhappy customers down the line. Now, as a graphic designer, as much as it pains me to say this, but in the grand scheme of things in the realm of Etsy, your shop logo doesn't have as much bearing as compared to if you have your own website or physical store. Because at the end of the day, as long as your shop lives in Etsy, people remember buying from Etsy. That said, it doesn't mean that you should totally disregard having a great logo. In fact, your shop logo doesn't need to be fancy, but it does need to exist. Because having a logo makes your shop look more professional and trustworthy. And even if just one customer remembers your shop for it, then I think putting in some effort into it is worthwhile. Let me show you how you can create the perfect logo for your shop on Kittle. To create a logo, I'll be using Kittle's templates, and they have a lot of options to choose from. I'm just gonna type in logo here on the templates page. They definitely have a lot of vibes covered, like we have some that are more vintage, some that are more modern, some that are cute and colorful. And for today's example, I'm just gonna choose this one. And we're gonna use template. Now I could just go over and change the text to what my shop name is. So let's just say, for example, the name for shop is Leather Goose. And let's say that we sell handmade watch straps. Let's just adjust the text spacing here. Let's go with 100. Let's try decreasing the size and make it 24. Okay, that's much better. I'll just adjust the size manually here. Then for the date, I actually don't want to have a date here. So we do have goose in our name, so this lion image doesn't make sense. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Kittle's newest feature called Smartboards, and it's going to generate a new image based on what we have here. So compared to the previous AI generation process where it just works off of prompts and predetermined styles, it's actually going to take this artboard as a reference and generate new art based on what's in here and our prompt as well. So I'm going to click on Smartboard and I'm going to type in here, replace the lion with a vintage style goose. For the aspect ratio, I'll keep it at 1:1 and a high quality. Then I'm going to click on transparent background and generate. Now it's going to take a bit of time for this to generate. Actually, it's going to take 1 minute. So one of the great features about Smartboards is I can do a lot of these at the same time. So I could have more options. And because sometimes AI doesn't get things right, the first time I could just give it a few more prompts to try to see if it could come up with something that's more of what I'm looking for. So I'm going to go click on my original artboard again, click on Smartboard, and let's try another prompt. Let's say replace the lion with a vintage goose. Let's try giving him an action. Let's say with a vintage goose wearing a watch. Let's just see what that'll give us. And I'm going to try another prompt because that's also going to take long. So replace the lion with a flying goose. Let's try that.
A few moments later.
So these are the 3 images generated with Kittle's Smartboards, and they actually look really cool. They follow the art style of the original. And this one's super funny because I thought it would be wearing the watch on the wing, but this is actually kind of cute that it's wearing it on its neck. If this were my brand, I would totally use this one. So we also have this flying one, and aside from a bit of some deformities here, if I try to generate this again, maybe it would fix it. But for now, this is good enough for me for this style of logo. But let's say you want to have more options. Maybe I want something more colorful or more modern looking. The great part about Smartboards is actually I could copy the whole thing. And using this other logo style that I found with their templates, I'm just going to copy this into the other original template. Delete this. Paste this here. Replace the text. And now I'm just going to select these 3 Smartboards and click on Generate again. What this does is it uses the previous prompts that I used from these 3 smart artboards, and it's just going to give the same instructions to this new style of logo that we have.
More moments later.
These are what it came up with, and out of the 3, I think I'm feeling this one the most. And it's definitely a much different style from these ones. So there you have 6 different variations that we could choose from for our shop logo. And it was made in less than 10 minutes using Kittle's Smart Artboard feature. If you want to try Kittle for yourself, you can use my code JAIYT, that's JAIYT, for a 25% discount on your subscription. Link will be in the description and comments below. Your banner is basically your storefront window. When people land on your page, your banner gives them an idea of the whole vibe of your shop. Is your shop modern? Is it playful? Is it cozy? You can also use your banner strategically, like highlight a seasonal sale, show off your bestsellers, or simply give a visual snapshot of what your shop offers. Think of it as free advertising space that you can control. Kittle also has lots of Etsy banner templates that you could use, so you don't have to start from scratch and build it out for your new shop. So we could pick any one of these, and there are lots of different options depending on what types of products you're selling. Maybe you're selling home decor, or maybe your shop has a fun modern vibe. It has almost everything under the sun for whatever type of shop that you have. For today's example, I'm gonna choose this template, and all I'd have to do is replace these images with maybe products from my shop. So let's try adding in some images related to my example a while ago. So I'm gonna go over here to the left and click on upload and select my product images. I'll just arrange that here and resize it a bit so that it fits more nicely into the banner. And to move it backward, I'm gonna left click and send it to back. Let's do this again for the other image. Send it to back. So we have these sort of icons, decorative icons, and I'm just gonna adjust it. For the text, maybe I could do a discount announcement, like 30% off. And let's give a coupon code, like when you use the code Raccoon101 or something like that. Then maybe here you could place your website if you have an external website, or maybe social media handles. But for now, I'm just gonna delete this. And here we have another space for a call to action. So maybe let's place here promo valid until December 31. And there we have a banner that we could use for our shop that was made in about 5 minutes. I have some final touch-ups that I could do here, like maybe make this text bigger, but you don't have to overthink it. Like I said in the beginning, you don't have to make everything perfect right away. Just make sure that you have these elements in your shop. Your About section is your chance to tell your story and build trust. Some people love knowing the story behind what they're buying, so share a little bit of your journey. Maybe you started designing planners because you could never find one that worked for you, or you sell crochet scarves because your grandmother taught you, and now you want to share your skill with the world. These little stories can make you more relatable, more human, and more trustworthy. You can even add photos and videos if you want to. This will be displayed at the bottom of your shop page and recently at the bottom of your listings. This section tells your buyers how you'll protect their personal data. Now, most people won't read it word for word or even at all, but having it filled out is a must. It also protects you because Etsy can point back to it if ever there's a dispute. So don't skip this. Think of it as insurance for your shop. To make this, you can ask ChatGPT for some help. Simply type in your prompt like, create a privacy policy for my Etsy shop, and it will ask you for more specifics. Then you can just copy and paste that in. Now, right along with your privacy policy are your actual shop policies. These cover things like shipping timelines, whether you accept returns or exchanges, and how refunds work. For digital products, it's automatically set that there are no returns or exchanges. So it's up to you to let your buyers know if you actually offer refunds. Again, you can use your shop description or product description to announce this, or even dedicate a listing photo for all your FAQs. For physical items, it's really up to you to decide if you do returns or exchanges or allow order cancellations. Personally, for my POD shop, I have a 7-day satisfaction guarantee and allow cancellations within 24 hours of placing an order because I found that they do help with conversions, especially with a shop that has less than 100 reviews. The clearer you are, the less chance of confusion or disputes later, and buyers feel more confident purchasing from a shop that has clear upfront policies. These are like aisles in a grocery store. If you have one giant section with 100 products, customers will get overwhelmed. So breaking things down into clear categories like printables for teachers, cottagecore wall art, or funny vintage shirts makes browsing easier and improves the shopping experience. It also helps Etsy understand your shop better, which can also give you a little SEO boost. Under Marketing in your Etsy dashboard, you'll find tools for sales and discounts. Now, people love discounts. It's one of the oldest tricks in retail, and it works online too. Even a small sale can push a buyer from just browsing to actually completing their purchase. So think about using sales strategically. For example, since you're just launching a brand new shop, run an opening sale to attract those first buyers. During big shopping seasons like Christmas, Mother's Day, or back to school, maybe offer a slightly bigger discount to stand out. And maybe come up with other celebratory periods like your shop anniversary or your cat's birthday, which can be a fun way to celebrate with your customers while boosting sales. Now, remember earlier when I teased that hidden sales assistant inside of Etsy? This is it. Etsy actually has a built-in email marketing feature, and they're really powerful if you set them up. You can create coupons or discount codes that get automatically sent out in 3 situations. First, someone favorites your item. They liked what you had, but maybe they didn't buy it. So giving them a discount like 30% off can turn that casual window shopping session into a sale. Second, abandoned carts. These are people who literally added your item to their cart and then left without checking out. A gentle nudge with a discount is often all it takes to bring them back. Personally, I set these discounts to be a bit bigger than the discount for favorites. Third, thank you coupons. After someone buys from you, Etsy can automatically send them a thank you coupon for their next purchase. This is one of the best ways to encourage repeat customers, and if you want to, you can even send this code via messages. Now, you're not allowed to incentivize reviews for your shop, but doing a final reach out with a coupon code might make your customer service more memorable and encourage future sales and even possibly a review. Among these, my most favorite is the abandoned cart discount because they have the highest chance of converting. So I offer a bigger discount for that one. The best part is that once you set these up, Etsy handles the sending and email marketing for you. You don't have to worry about writing emails or remembering to follow up. It all happens in the background. So those are the main parts of setting up your shop. And remember, you don't need to nail everything perfectly on day one. Think of it like moving into a new house. You don't decorate every room perfectly the first night. You move in, you get the basics set up, and then you improve things over time. The important thing is to just start. Get your shop up, put in some effort in those details, and you'll be miles ahead of most beginners. If you found this helpful, please make sure to hit like and subscribe if you haven't yet for more Etsy strategies and my own journey along the way. And let me know in the comments if you've just opened your Etsy shop. We're here to cheer you on, and I'll see you in the next video.